Today we're here at the famous Greyfriars Bobby statue in Edinburgh to begin our tour of the Greyfriars Kirkyard. Many Edinburgh walking tours will take you here. It's one of the most popular tourist attractions in Edinburgh. Tour guides from around the world bring countless tourists here and tell them tall tales to thrill and entertain visitors. But I'll tell you the truth about this famous place. Starting with the statue we just passed, you'll likely be told that rubbing the dog's nose brings good luck. This, of course, is totally fabricated, made up by tour guides eager to earn their fee. This tour, though, that you're on right now will cost you nothing, except perhaps just a thumbs up, which is free to do. So let's head on into the graveyard and check out some of the locations within. All tours will take you to George McKenzie's mausoleum, also known by his Hollywood name of Bloody McKenzie. Undertaking his duties as a lawyer, he imprisoned 1,200 prisoners of war in a field close by in 1679. We'll get to the field in a moment, but here you'll hear tales of people being scratched by the ghost of Mackenzie. None will experience this on your tour, strangely enough, except maybe that stooge. Also, his mausoleum is said to have been built with a dodgy floor, causing visitors to fall through to a swamp of putrefied bodies. If this were true, one needs to marvel at the builders of the sturdy housing block behind, who managed to construct the building on such unstable ground. You'll also be told the lock on the door is to keep the spirits locked inside, but really, it's to stop the gullible desecrating his resting place. But let's move on to the Covenanters' prison. One of the earliest examples of a concentration camp. 1,200 Presbyterian prisoners of war entered here, and few left. Some tours will take you inside the gates and tell tales of how other visitors have felt spiritual prods in the back. However, none in your tour group will be inappropriately touched, unless there's a joker in the group. Let's pass through Flodden Wall, built around 1560, into another section of the graveyard. And here we see George Heriot's school in the background, and yet another tour group hearing about William McGonagall at his tombstone. Known for being a terrible poet, his eternal rest continues to be interrupted by tourists happily standing over his grave. Yet he reminds us that many famous people reside here in this graveyard. As well as Mackenzie and McGonagall, the Adam family rest here. No, not that Adam family. The family of William Adam, the famous Scottish architect. Also, you'll find John Watson's grave, founder of John Watson's School in Edinburgh, and nothing at all to do with Sherlock Holmes, like you might be told. And here too are the graves of Thomas Riddle and Elizabeth Moody, both said to be inspiration for some Harry Potter characters. One other notable grave is that of John Grey, being the master of the world-famous Greyfriars Bobby. I'll come on to that in a moment. But as your tour guide takes you around, there may be tales of how this graveyard was once much lower than today. Reasons given include the bodies were piled upon one another, lifting the ground level over the years. On one of Edinburgh's many rainy days, the soil may be washed away to uncover the remains of one of the mass grave's residents. Yet, never when you visit. Coincidence? And also, did those rich and notable people I've already mentioned decide their final resting places should be amongst the common people in a mass graveyard? It seems unlikely. And often forgotten is that this is a graveyard. As walking tour guides shepherd crowds of tourists across the graves of the dead, their eternal peace is broken by the continuous stomping of feet above them as the perfect Instagram photo takes priority. It's often forgotten that this is a graveyard, not a theme park. And so we come to the enduring story of Greyfriars Bobby. Some say he sat at the gravestone for 14 years, and others say he died at 14 years old. The recent gravestone and stone statue make for a great photo, but this is not John Grey's resting place, nor the dog's. We're also led to believe this small dog could have withstood an 1800s Edinburgh winter outside as well, and that Bobby was never tempted by a pork sausage and a blanket by the fire. We Scots love a good story, and this is one that endures as much as Nessie. But what can't be denied is the Kirk building. Founded in 1620, it has seen many changes through its history and is an interesting building to visit. Although its interior is largely from its restoration in 1938, you can see an original copy of the National Covenant of 1638 inside. It was signed here in Greyfriars Kirkyard, and it was instrumental in kicking off the wars of the Three Kingdoms, the First English Civil War, and that led on to the Second English Civil War, and then the Anglo-Scottish War. So quite an influential piece of paper. Anyway, that wraps up our tour, but do take the time to go on one of the many walking tours around Edinburgh when you visit. They may not be historically accurate, but they can be very memorable and entertaining. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. See ya!